Hi, it's Jonathan Quail here. I've spent 35 years studying personal development and spiritual teachings and techniques. And through thousands of hours of reading, hundreds of books, meditating, doing various breathing techniques, chanting, and various other spiritual practices, I've come to a simple realization that there's just one key skill that I and every other human being needs to master to have a happy, fulfilled, and truly successful life. Now, this isn't an ability that most coaches and teachers are going to tell you about. In fact, quite the opposite. For example, one teacher who's made millions in the personal growth industry is telling people that ambition, yes, ambition, is the number one of the 6 values or qualities he recommends that people develop to be successful in life. But as a very wise man named Albert Einstein, was not only one of the greatest scientists of all time, but also a philosopher and Time magazine's man of the 20th century, noted, nothing truly valuable comes from ambition. What is truly valuable comes from love and devotion towards other people. And that's a scientist who's saying that. He was an unusual scientist, albeit, because he was a philosopher as well. Another notable man from history, a chap by the name of Siddhartha Gautama, who most people know as the Buddha, figured out 2,500 years ago that desire, which is just ambition by another name, is the root of all suffering. And there have been many other great spiritual masters who've graced the planet with their presence that have said pretty much the same thing as Einstein and Buddha. And yet here's this guy with perfectly polished white teeth and coiffured hair saying the exact opposite. So who are you going to believe? 2 of the greatest minds the world has ever seen, who demonstrated they were not interested in financial rewards, but more interested in finding the truth. Or the guy who's trying to sell you his fundamentally flawed philosophy to increase his already substantial fortune and business empire. I've been down the road of personal growth. I've read the books. I've been to the workshops of famous speakers like Tony Robbins and many others. And ultimately I've been disappointed. I didn't find the answers I was really looking for there. Just a lot of half-truths, sometimes outright lies, interwoven with clever marketing that covered the real truth. So what is that truth, you may well be asking yourself? That everything you could need or want is already inside you. Perhaps you've heard that before, so it's not exactly a revelation, but maybe you haven't really appreciated the full implications of it. So what does it really mean? It means that you don't need to become anything more than you already are. You don't need to make a fortune, achieve great things, or develop your personality to make you happy or feel a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Quite the opposite, in fact. You just need to learn to let go of what's not truly you and the desire to be something else, which all of these things are really a form of, and reveal your true self. It also means that letting go is the number one essential skill in life, the secret behind the secrets that other teachers and gurus will teach you for a hefty price. So how does this help you? Not very much if you don't know how to let go. And as you may already know, it's not always easy to do. In fact, truly letting go is the hardest thing you can do in this life, which is why not many teachers go there. They haven't really let go themselves. But it's also the most valuable and rewarding thing you can ever do. Here's what developing this ability will give you. Peace of mind, no matter what's happening to or around you. Authentic happiness, the kind that's permanent and lasts, not just temporary satisfaction that getting something material gives you. Being in flow in your daily activities, which means you're flowing with life rather than resisting it. A sense of fulfillment, higher purpose, and ultimately, full enlightenment. And if you're experiencing all of this in your life regularly, that's my definition of true success. And I think it would be pretty hard to argue otherwise. If someone is authentically happy, experiencing flow in their daily activities, they have a sense of fulfillment and higher purpose, and they're happy most of the time. How can you say that that's not being truly successful, irrespective of the results they're getting? But here's the thing. When you're in that state, when you're in a flow state and you're happy, you tend to create better results. They tend to just happen unconsciously and automatically. Because of who you are, you radiate that out. If you like, your vibrational frequency just starts to match things of a higher frequency, and they tend to show up in your life. And that's the way that you manifest authentically. It's not because you desire these things. They just show up because you're vibrating at a different frequency. And yes, you still have to act, but your action is done from a place of not desiring anything to complete you. It's done from a place of fulfillment, of saying that I am enough, and I feel the urge to express that into the world. So this is what learning to really let go will do for you in your experience of life, which in the end is all that life in this world is made up of. It's the sum total of all of your experiences. So how do I learn to let go? You may be asking yourself, because if you're honest with yourself, you'll know that you need to get better at it. I know I still do. It's an ongoing process. I've been working in it for many, many years. So I'll be answering this question of how you actually do let go in detail this Thursday at 7 p.m. UK time, which is 8 p.m. South African time, or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or wherever you happen to be in the world. You're watching this, just adapt it. 7 p.m. UK time is GMT +1. I'll be doing a free online presentation then, where I'll be talking about 7 little-known stress-busting techniques that will help you develop your ability to let go and ultimately master what I call the art of letting go if you practice them regularly. Because I know that most people struggle to have the self-discipline to practice even 1 or 2 of these techniques regularly, never mind 7 of them. I'll also be sharing an online training program I've developed called the Art of Letting Go course that will help you to do this. And I'll be facilitating that in September and October this year, so it's happening quite soon. You'll also get to experience a guided breathing relaxation and a 2-step letting go process during the webinar to give you a little taste of what the course contains. And I'll be sharing a lot more information designed to help you to live an authentically happy, flowing, fulfilled, and truly successful life. When you sign up for the webinar, which is free, you'll also get a voucher entitling you to a free trial of the Art of Letting Go course valued at £100. Plus, you'll get instant access to the 2-step letting go process in 3 different formats, a subscription to the Life Builder Daily Inspirational Quote and Reflection or Life Hack that I send out a couple of times a week if you're not already subscribed to that, and the Daily Breathe, which is a reminder to stop, pause, take a short breath break for a couple of minutes, which I guide you through in a voice recording that I send out via WhatsApp every weekday. You'll get all these free bonuses just for registering for the webinar, never mind what you'll actually learn during the webinar, which I can promise you will fundamentally change your life if you apply it. To find out more and book your place for the free Art of Letting Go webinar happening this Thursday from 7 p.m. UK time, it's 8 p.m. South African time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just click the button below, if there is a button, depending on where you're seeing this video. Otherwise, you can go to theaolg.com. You can see that URL on the screen now, and just fill in the form that pops up. You'll then get an email with a link that you need to click when you log into the session, which will trigger the download of an app called Zoom to your phone, tablet, or computer, and that will take you straight into the session. It's all very simple and straightforward, even if you're a bit of a technophobe. So what are you waiting for? If you're serious about finally finding authentic happiness, fulfilling flow, a sense of higher purpose, true success, and unlocking your hidden genius, which just wants to express itself in the world, just click the button below to visit my website and book your place for the webinar, or go to theaolg.com and fill in the form that pops up. Thanks for watching the short video. I hope to connect with you during the webinar, and if you do register for it, you'll be hearing from me on email and WhatsApp before then. Have an inspired day and week in the meantime, and to help you make it so, I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes of all time by Marianne Williamson. She's a well-known spiritual teacher of A Course in Miracles, which is what I've studied for 13 years. And she's actually in the running to be the Democratic presidential candidate in next year's US presidential elections, which would make a good change to Donald Trump, I would say. The quote was also used by Nelson Mandela in his first speech after being released from prison. So a lot of people attribute the quote to him. And this is what Mandela said, quoting Marianne Williamson, that momentous day when he's finally released after 27 years in prison back in 1990. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Keep that in mind for the rest of your week. You can't fail to be inspired. Inspiring words alone won't change your life. You have to act on them. To do that now, click the button below to book your place for the Art of Letting Go free webinar on Thursday, or visit theaolg.com and fill in the form that will pop up. I hope to chat to you then. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.